In times of peace, making money is about growth, but in times of conflict, it's about survival. So the real question isn't how do you get rich, it's how do you stay protected when the world becomes unpredictable. Because when war hits, only certain assets survive, and even fewer actually thrive. Today, we're diving into 10 war-proof investments, assets that have stood the test of chaos, crisis, and collapse. Some of these might surprise you. Some might challenge everything you've been taught about money. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where smart money hides when the world feels like it's falling apart. Let's get into it. Number 1. Gold, the ultimate safe haven. Let's start with the most obvious and arguably the most powerful, gold. For over 5,000 years, gold has been the ultimate store of value. Empires have collapsed, currencies have vanished, but gold, it remains. Why? Because gold isn't tied to any government. It doesn't depend on a financial system. It doesn't need trust, only demand. During wars, currencies often lose value due to inflation or economic instability, but gold tends to move in the opposite direction. When fear rises, gold rises. And here's the key. Gold is universally accepted. No matter where you go in the world, it holds value. In times of war, portability matters, stability matters, trust matters. Gold checks all three. But there's something deeper most people miss. Gold isn't just about price, it's about independence. When systems fail, gold doesn't. And that's what makes it powerful.
Number 2. Silver, the underrated protector. Now, gold gets all the attention, but silver is its quieter, more accessible cousin. Silver serves two roles. It's both a precious metal and an industrial asset. That means during wartime, when industries ramp up, especially in defense and manufacturing, silver demand can spike. But here's why it's especially useful. Silver is more affordable. It's easier to trade in smaller amounts, and historically, it follows gold's upward trends during crises. Think of silver as practical gold, less flashy but incredibly useful when things go wrong. And in real-world crisis scenarios, smaller denominations matter. You can't exactly shave off a piece of gold to buy essentials, but silver, it becomes usable. Number 3. Energy resources, oil and gas. If there's one thing war always needs, it's energy. Oil and gas are the bloodline of modern warfare. Tanks, jets, logistics, supply chains, they all depend on it. And when supply is disrupted, prices surge. We've seen this repeatedly throughout history. Conflicts in key regions can send oil prices skyrocketing overnight. And when energy prices rise, companies involved in production and distribution often benefit. But here's the deeper insight. Energy isn't just about war, it's about survival. Even in the worst scenarios, societies still need power, transportation, and heating. That makes energy one of the most resilient sectors during global instability. And here's something most people don't think about. Energy is leverage. Countries that control energy control influence, and investors who understand that position themselves accordingly. Number 4. Agriculture. Food never goes out of demand. You can survive without stocks, you can survive without luxury goods, but you cannot survive without food. Agriculture is one of the overlooked war-proof investments. During conflicts, supply chains break down, food shortages become real, prices increase, and when food becomes scarce, its value skyrockets. Investments in farmland, agricultural commodities, or food production companies can become incredibly valuable during uncertain times because no matter what's happening in the world, people still need to eat. Always. And here's the hidden advantage. Food demand is inelastic. Even when economies collapse, people don't stop buying food. They adjust everything else first. That makes agriculture one of the most stable foundations in an unstable world.
Number 5. Defense industry, profiting from reality. This one might feel uncomfortable, but it's real. When wars happen, defense spending increases. governments pour massive budgets into military equipment, technology, and infrastructure. That means companies in the defense sector often see growth during conflict periods. We're talking about aerospace, weapons systems, cybersecurity, and surveillance. Now, this isn't about glorifying war. It's about understanding economic reality. War shifts priorities, and money flows where priorities go. If defense becomes the focus, that sector strengthens. And beyond weapons, there's also innovation. Many technologies we use today, from GPS to the internet, have roots in defense funding. So investing in this sector isn't just about conflict, it's about future technology as well. Number 6, real estate in safe regions. Not all real estate is safe during war. In fact, property in conflict zones can lose value rapidly. But here's the strategy. Invest in stable, neutral, or geographically safe regions. When people flee unstable areas, they move their wealth, often into real estate in safer countries. This creates demand, and where demand goes, prices follow. Certain regions historically act as safe zones during global conflicts, and real estate in these areas can become a powerful store of wealth. But there's another layer to this: security. Real estate isn't just an investment, it can become a backup plan, a second home, a relocation option, a place to restart if everything else fails. That dual purpose makes it incredibly valuable during uncertain times. Number 7, cash in strong currencies. Cash might sound boring, but in a crisis, it becomes powerful. The trick is which currency you hold. During war, weaker currencies often collapse due to inflation or loss of confidence, but stronger, globally trusted currencies tend to hold value better. Having liquidity, actual accessible money, gives you flexibility. You can move, you can adapt, you can take advantage of opportunities. Because in chaos, flexibility is power. And here's something critical: timing. Opportunities during crisis don't last long. Assets get mispriced, markets overreact. Those with cash are the ones who can act fast enough to benefit. Number 8, cryptocurrency, the modern escape route. Now let's talk about something more modern and controversial: cryptocurrency. Unlike traditional systems, crypto operates outside government control. In war-torn regions where banking systems fail or capital controls are enforced, crypto can become a lifeline. People have used it to move money across borders, protect wealth, and maintain financial access when banks shut down. But here's the catch: crypto is volatile. It's not as stable as gold or real estate, but its strength lies in mobility and independence. In a world where access to your money can be restricted, that matters a lot. Think of crypto not as a replacement, but as a backup system. When traditional doors close, crypto can still remain open. Number 9, skills, the most underrated investment. This might be the most important one on the list: skills. Because when everything else fails, what you know stays with you. During war, people lose assets, homes, and jobs. But skills, they can't be taken away. Practical skills become incredibly valuable. Medical knowledge, technical abilities, mechanical repair, communication, problem solving, even digital skills like coding or remote work can allow you to earn from anywhere. In unstable times, adaptability becomes currency, and skills are the ultimate form of adaptability. Here's the truth: money can disappear, systems can collapse, but if you can solve problems, you will always have value. Number 10, community and networks, your human safety net. Finally, something most people don't think of as an investment: people, your network, your relationships, your community. During war, survival is rarely a solo effort. People rely on each other for information, support, resources, and protection. Strong connections can open doors that money alone cannot. They can provide opportunities, safety, and resilience. Because when systems break, human networks take over. And in many cases, who you know becomes just as important as what you have. Bonus insight. Let's look at mindset during chaos. There's one more layer to all of this, and it might be the most important: mindset. Because during war, the biggest risk isn't always external, it's emotional. Fear leads to panic decisions. Panic leads to losses. But those who stay calm, who think strategically, who act instead of react, they're the ones who protect and grow their position. Wealth during crisis isn't just about assets, it's about clarity. Here's the truth most people don't want to think about. War doesn't just test nations, it tests your preparation. The goal isn't to live in fear, it's to be ready just in case. Because the people who survive and even thrive during chaos aren't the luckiest, they're the ones who prepared differently. They thought ahead, they diversified, they built resilience before it was necessary. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Don't just invest for growth, invest for resilience. Because in an unpredictable world, resilience is the ultimate advantage. And the people who understand that don't just survive the storm, they walk through it with control. And sometimes they come out even stronger on the other side.